Hi everybody, and welcome to another book talk video with me, Anne, your friendly adult services librarian. This week I have some fantasy options for you, and the first one I'm going to start out with is the one that I did have a chance to read. It's called Last Ones Left Alive by Sarah Davis Goff. Here's what the cover has to say. Orphan has met only two people in her 15 years, her Mam and Mam's partner, Maeve. Raised in isolation on a small island off the coast of a post-apocalyptic Ireland, Orphan has spent her life training to ward off a threat she's never seen. As Orphan grows, so does her curiosity about the world beyond their refuge. More and more she feels the call of the mainland and the prospect of finding other survivors. But that is where danger lies too, in the form of a flesh-eating menace known as the Scrake. Then disaster strikes. Alone, pushing an unconscious Maeve in a wheelbarrow, Orphan decides her last hope is abandoning the safety of the island and journeying across the country to reach the legendary Banshees, the rumored all-female fighting force that battles the Scrake. As Orphan races through the unfamiliar landscape, she quickly begins to realize that the Scrake are not the only threat lurking among the abandoned buildings and overgrown forests. I really enjoyed this book. It gave me the creeps, which I guess is what it set out to do. I would almost classify it more horror than fantasy, but I am also a very easily frightened person, so, you know, there's that. Very atmospheric, that creeping horror you get when you know something terrible's happened, but they never really say what exactly it is that happened to make this a post-apocalyptic landscape. Like I said, very atmospheric, very well done, not a lot of explaining things, just enough hints of things to make it creepy. So I would recommend that book if you like giving yourself the creeps. So there we go. The next fantasy book I have to share is Fate of the Fallen by Kel Cade, apparently a New York Times best-selling author. Here's what it says on the book jacket. Not all stories have happy endings. Everyone loves Matthias. Naturally, when he discovers it's his destiny to save the world, he dives in head first, pulling his best friend, Aslo, along for the ride. However, saving the world isn't as easy as it sounds in the stories. The going gets rough, and folks start to believe that their best chance for survival is to surrender to the forces of evil, which isn't how the prophecy goes. At all. As the list of allies grows thin, and the friends find themselves staring death in the face, they must decide how to become the heroes they were destined to be, or, failing that, how to survive. I don't know, I'm intrigued. I like the twist that, the fantasy twist of there's prophecy, this is not how it's supposed to go. So that one's on my to-read list. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. The next one I have is called The Cunning Man by D.J. Butler and Aaron Michael Ritchie. That's the cover for this one. And the back of this book says the following. A brew of Dust Bowl magic and grit. It's the depths of the Depression, and a mining town in Utah is shut down. Something has awakened underground, and now a monster roams the tunnels. While contentious owners squabble, poor worker families go hungry. Along comes Hyrum Woolley. Hyrum is a man with mystical abilities derived from the common-sense application of Scots-Irish folk wisdom and German brochure magic. He possesses an arcane bloodstone that allows him to see a lie the moment it is spoken. Behind the played-out farms and failed businesses are demons, curses, sorcerers, and unatoned wrongs. Bags of groceries and carpentry won't be enough this time. The job will take a man who has known sorrow, a man who has known war, a man of wisdom, a man of magic. The job will take a cunning man. So if you're into fantasy that is grounded in reality with a twist, this could be for you. And the last one I have to talk about today is The Bone Chips by R.J. Barker. Anyone who knows me? Big fan of dragons here, so immediately when I saw the cover I was like, I'm listening. Let's find out what it's about. For generations, the fleets of the 100 Isles have built their ships from the bones of ancient dragons to fight an endless war. The dragons disappeared, but the battle for supremacy persisted. Now the first dragon in centuries has been spotted in far-off waters, and both sides see a chance to shift the balance of power in their favor, because whoever catches it will win not only glory, but the war. And a little further blurb on the back says, a brilliantly imagined saga of honor, glory, and warfare, The Bone Ship starts an epic new trilogy from David Gemmell Award-nominated R.J. Barker. So if you're into what sounds like a classic fantasy story, and you like series of books, that could be a good one to start out with. So that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching this week. I hope you find some fantasy books that pique your interest, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye now. Happy reading.